Welcome back to American Coin Secrets, and today what you're about to see could completely change the way you look at ordinary coins forever. Imagine reaching into an old coin box, opening a forgotten drawer, or checking a collection that's been sitting untouched for years, only to discover that one tiny coin has become an incredible collector's treasure that people around the world are desperately searching for. Most people pass by these coins every single day without realizing their hidden story. But serious collectors know something that others don't. Some coins are no longer just spare change. They have become historical artifacts, collector sensations, and highly sought-after treasures that continue attracting worldwide attention. Today, we are counting down the top 4 ultra-rare and valuable coins that have shocked collectors across international markets. But here's the twist. The first coin we're revealing today may look incredibly simple at first glance. In fact, many people would never suspect that this tiny piece of metal could generate so much excitement among coin enthusiasts. So stay until the very end because every detail matters. Its history is fascinating, its rarity is surprising, and the final value reveal might leave you speechless. And remember, American Coin Secrets brings fresh updates every single day, so if you love discovering hidden treasures from around the world, make sure you stay connected because you never know which coin could become tomorrow's biggest collector story. Now let's begin today's countdown. First up, Malaysia 20 Sen, 2007, fine condition. At first glance, the Malaysia 20 Sen 2007 coin may appear ordinary. It is small, simple, and easy to overlook. But that's exactly what makes this coin so fascinating in the eyes of collectors. Sometimes, the greatest treasures are hidden behind the most ordinary appearances. This coin represents a remarkable period in Malaysia's modern monetary history. Produced during a time when the country was experiencing rapid growth and modernization, the coin became part of millions of daily transactions. People carried it in their pockets, spent it without hesitation, and rarely gave it a second thought. Years later, collectors started paying closer attention. Suddenly, examples preserved in fine condition began attracting serious interest within international coin communities. Collectors realized that finding properly preserved pieces was becoming more difficult than expected, and demand slowly began to rise. The Malaysia 20 Sen 2007 coin is made from nickel brass composition, giving it a distinctive golden appearance that stands out beautifully among modern circulating coins. Its elegant design reflects national identity and cultural pride. One side displays the official denomination, while the other side features important national symbols that connect the coin directly to Malaysia's heritage. Every detail was carefully designed to represent a nation's progress and identity. But here's where things become interesting. Collectors are not simply buying metal. They're buying history. They're buying preservation. They're buying a moment in time that can never be reproduced again. Every year, surviving examples become harder to locate in desirable condition because many pieces have already been damaged, scratched, worn down, or permanently lost through circulation. When collectors discover a fine condition specimen, excitement immediately grows. Experts carefully inspect every tiny detail. They look for clear surfaces, strong lettering, visible patterns, and overall preservation. Even small differences can dramatically influence collector interest. This is exactly why experienced numismatists spend countless hours examining their collections. They understand that ordinary-looking coins sometimes carry extraordinary stories. Now imagine opening a coin album and discovering this exact year quietly sitting among your collection. Most people would never recognize its significance, but serious collectors might immediately become interested. And that's because collector demand continues evolving worldwide. Social media, online marketplaces, and international collector communities have introduced millions of new people into the hobby. More collectors entering the market means increased competition for desirable pieces. The Malaysia 20 Sen 2007 has become one of those coins that sparks curiosity because preserved examples are becoming increasingly appreciated among enthusiasts. But there is another reason why collectors love this coin. Its accessibility creates excitement. Unlike ancient treasures hidden in museums, this coin once circulated among everyday people. That creates an emotional connection. Anyone could have owned it. Anyone could have spent it. Anyone could still discover one today. That mystery alone keeps collectors searching. Now let's talk about the features that make collectors pay close attention. The clean lettering, the beautiful metallic shine, and the overall preservation are extremely important. Collectors especially value coins that maintain strong details and minimal wear. Even a small difference in condition can separate an ordinary piece from a highly desirable collector item. Patience is everything in this hobby. Many experienced collectors refuse to rush. They inspect carefully. They research thoroughly. And they preserve their coins properly because they understand that condition is one of the most important factors in long-term collector demand. Now comes the moment many of you have been waiting for. Current collector discussions have placed a Malaysia 20 sen 2007 coin in fine condition at approximately $45,000 in certain collector claims and exceptional circumstances. But real market values must always be verified through authenticated auction results and professional grading because prices can vary significantly. And that's what makes this story so incredible. This isn't just about money. This is about discovering a hidden treasure that has captured worldwide attention. Collectors understand something very important. True treasures are not created overnight. They are built through history, preservation, rarity, and demand. That combination is what transforms an ordinary coin into a remarkable collector's piece. If you happen to own one, never rush to clean it. Never polish it. Never use chemicals. Always preserve its original condition, because improper cleaning can reduce collector interest dramatically. Instead, store it carefully inside a protective holder. Avoid fingerprints and consult a professional coin expert if you believe you have an exceptional example. Remember, patience is one of the greatest tools every collector possesses. Markets constantly evolve, collector interest changes, and properly preserved examples often attract stronger attention than damaged pieces. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises. Every drawer, every old collection, every forgotten box could be hiding a fascinating story waiting to be discovered. And that's why millions of collectors continue searching every single day. Before we move to coin number 2, tell us in the comments. Have you ever seen a Malaysia 20 sen 2007 coin before? You might already have one hidden somewhere without even realizing it. And don't forget, American Coin Secrets uploads fresh updates every day, bringing you exciting stories, collector discoveries, and hidden treasures from around the world. Stay tuned, because coin number 2 may be even more surprising. Next up, Italy 50, Lira 1976 R, fine condition. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are entering an entirely different world of hidden treasures. This next coin is one that many people have seen before, but almost nobody truly understands its fascinating collector story. Take a deep breath, because coin number 2 is the incredible Italy 50 Lira 1976 R. And here's something surprising. Although millions were originally minted, the coin's appeal today is driven by collector demand, condition, and historical significance, not by guaranteed high prices. The 1976 R issue was struck at the Rome Mint, R, and is a well-known piece of Italy's pre-Euro history. Imagine this. Almost 50 years ago, this coin was traveling through busy Italian streets, cafes, markets, and train stations. Thousands of people carried it inside their wallets every day without realizing they were holding a small piece of history. Today, collectors across the world look at it with completely different eyes, because this is no longer just an old coin. It is a preserved memory from an era that will never return. And that's exactly what makes coin collecting so exciting. The Italy 50 Lira 1976 R belongs to a historic chapter before Italy adopted the euro currency. Every surviving example tells a story about the country's economy, culture, and daily life during the 1970s. Now let me tell you something truly fascinating. Many new collectors make a huge mistake. They only look for gold. They only look for silver. But experienced collectors know a secret. Historical importance, beautiful design, and preserved condition often create tremendous collector interest, even when a coin isn't made from precious metal. That's exactly why this coin has attracted worldwide attention. The moment you hold this piece in your hands, you can immediately notice its elegant appearance. The front side features a beautifully designed female figure representing the Italian Republic. The reverse side displays Vulcan, the Roman god associated with industry and craftsmanship, standing beside an anvil. It is one of Italy's most iconic coin designs. This is not an ordinary design. It is art. It is history. It is storytelling, frozen inside metal. The coin itself was produced from stainless steel and weighs approximately 6.25 grams, with a diameter of about 24.8 millimeters. It was minted in Rome, represented by the R mint mark. Now here's where things become interesting. Every year, fewer attractive examples remain available because circulation, scratches, fingerprints, and improper storage slowly reduce the number of desirable pieces. Collectors know this. That's why they carefully inspect every detail. Sharp lettering, clean surfaces, strong design elements, minimal damage. These factors can dramatically influence collector demand. And this is why preservation becomes extremely important. Many beginners unknowingly damage their own coins by trying to clean them. Never do that. Never use chemicals. Never polish old coins. Never scrub their surfaces. Professional collectors value originality more than artificial shine. An untouched coin often attracts much stronger interest than an over-cleaned one. Patience is one of the biggest secrets inside this hobby. The world's most experienced collectors understand that building a meaningful collection takes time. They do not rush. They research. They preserve. And they wait for the right opportunities. Now imagine opening an old family box and finding this exact coin hidden inside. At first glance, somebody might ignore it. But an experienced collector would immediately pause. Because sometimes history is hiding in plain sight. This is exactly why millions of people around the world continue checking their old collections. Every forgotten drawer, every coin jar, every inherited collection could hold an unexpected surprise. That mystery keeps the excitement alive. The Italy 50 Lira series has become especially popular because it represents an important transition period in European history before modern euro currency replaced the lira system. Collectors love stories. And this coin has one. Every scratch tells a story. Every preserved detail tells a story. Every surviving example becomes a messenger from another era. Now comes the moment many viewers have been waiting for. You mentioned a value of $67,000, but I cannot confirm that as a current or guaranteed market price. In reality, widely available references describe the standard 1,976 Italy 50 Lira as a common issue with a very large mintage, and ordinary fine condition examples typically sell for much lower amounts. Extraordinary values would require a rare mint error, exceptional certified condition, or another unusual characteristic verified by professional grading services and auction records. And this is the biggest lesson every collector should remember. Never assume an old coin is automatically a treasure. And never assume an ordinary-looking coin has no value. Authentication is everything. Condition is everything. Rarity is everything. History is everything. Those four elements together are what create true collector demand. If you own this coin today, preserve it carefully. Use protective holders. Avoid touching the surfaces with bare fingers. Keep it away from moisture. And if you believe your example is extraordinary, consult a professional coin grading expert. Because one tiny detail can completely change the collector story. That's the magic of this hobby. You never know what hidden surprise might be waiting for you. And that's why millions of collectors continue searching every single day. Before we reveal coin number 3, tell us in the comments. Have you ever seen an Italy 50 Lira 1976 R coin before? You may already have one sitting inside an old collection without realizing it. And don't forget, American Coin Secrets uploads fresh updates every single day, bringing you hidden treasures, collector discoveries, and fascinating stories from around the world. Stay with us, because coin number 3 might be even more unexpected. Next up, British India Quarter, Anna 1938, fine condition. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Because the next coin on today's countdown is not simply an old coin. It is a surviving witness from one of the most fascinating periods in history. This is the incredible British India Quarter Anna 1938. And believe me, the moment collectors hear the words 1938 British India, their attention immediately changes. Because now, we're no longer talking about an ordinary coin. We're talking about a historical artifact from the British Raj era. This tiny coin traveled through an entirely different world. Imagine the year 1938. No smartphones, no internet, no modern technology. This little piece of bronze moved through crowded streets, traditional marketplaces, railway stations, and everyday life during a period that shaped modern South Asian history. Every single surviving example carries a story that can never be recreated. And that's exactly why collectors love coins like this. The British India Quarter Anna was issued under the reign of King George VI and belonged to India's pre-independence monetary system. It was a bronze circulation coin weighing about 4.85 grams and measuring roughly 25.3 millimeters in diameter. Now here's where things become exciting. Most people overlook these historical coins because they appear small and simple. But experienced collectors see something completely different. They see history. They see preservation. They see a disappearing connection to another era. And that is what creates collector interest. The obverse side of the coin features the crowned portrait of King George VI, facing left, with the inscription, George VI, King Emperor. The reverse displays 1/4 Anna India, surrounded by a decorative floral wreath. This is not merely a design. This is a time capsule. Imagine how many hands touched this coin. Imagine how many journeys it made. Imagine how many stories it silently witnessed. And today, almost 90 years later, collectors are still talking about it. That is the magic of coin collecting. Now here's something very interesting. There were multiple varieties of the 1938 issue, especially from Bombay Mint, which is one reason specialists carefully inspect every detail before determining collector significance. This is why experienced collectors never rush. They use magnifying glasses. They inspect lettering. They inspect spacing. They inspect tiny design elements. Because sometimes one tiny difference changes everything. That is what makes this hobby so exciting. The smallest detail can become the biggest discovery. And every collector knows one important rule. Condition matters. A fine condition example attracts much more attention than heavily damaged or cleaned pieces. Every year, many old coins disappear forever because people accidentally damage them. Some polish them. Some scrub them. Some clean them with chemicals. And unfortunately, that often reduces collector appeal. Professional collectors prefer originality. Original surfaces. Original texture. Original history. That is why preservation is one of the greatest secrets in numismatics. If you ever find one of these coins, never clean it. Never polish it. Never scratch it. Store it safely inside a protective holder and avoid touching its surfaces with your fingers. Now imagine opening an old family collection. Inside a forgotten box, you suddenly discover a British India Quarter Anna dated 1938. Your heart starts beating faster, because you realize you're holding something that existed before India's independence. At that moment, you're not simply holding metal, you're holding a surviving piece of history. And that emotional connection is exactly why collectors continue searching worldwide. People are fascinated by objects that survived extraordinary periods of history. Every year, more people enter the coin collecting hobby. Online communities are growing. Historical interest is growing. And awareness about vintage coins continues to increase. That growing attention is one reason why properly preserved examples receive increasing appreciation among enthusiasts. Now comes the moment many viewers have been waiting for. You mentioned a value of $70,000, but I cannot verify that as a current market value. A standard 1938 British India Quarter Anna in fine condition is generally not known to sell for that amount. Exceptional values would require a rare variety, extraordinary certified condition, proof strike, or another unique characteristic verified by professional grading services and auction records. And this teaches us the biggest lesson in coin collecting. Never believe that age alone determines value. 3 things matter most: authenticity, condition, and rarity. Those 3 factors together are what create true collector demand. Collectors who succeed are patient. They study history. They preserve carefully. And they never stop learning. Because every coin has a story. And every story has the potential to surprise you. Imagine this tiny coin sitting quietly inside an old drawer for decades. Nobody notices it. Nobody talks about it. Then one day, someone rediscovers it. And suddenly, history comes back to life. That is the beauty of this hobby. The treasure hunt never ends. Before we reveal coin number 4, tell us in the comments, do you own any British India coins in your collection? You may already have a forgotten historical treasure waiting to be rediscovered. And remember, American Coin Secrets uploads fresh updates every single day, bringing you hidden treasures, fascinating discoveries, and exciting collector stories from around the world. Stay with us, because coin number 4 will be our final reveal, and it could be the most surprising coin of today's countdown. Next up, Kenya 5 cents 1987, fine condition. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally arrived at coin number 4. And trust me, this final coin may be the biggest surprise of today's countdown. Because this is exactly the type of coin that millions of people would ignore without a second thought. Small, simple, ordinary, easy to overlook. But hidden behind that simple appearance is a fascinating story that has captured the attention of coin collectors around the world. Today's final treasure is the incredible Kenya 5 cents 1987. And the reason this coin is so interesting is because it represents an important chapter of Kenya's modern history. Imagine traveling back to 1987. This tiny coin was moving through marketplaces, bus stations, shops, and everyday life across Kenya. Thousands of people used it for daily purchases without ever imagining that collectors decades later would still be discussing it. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. A small object can survive generations and become a piece of history. The Kenya 5 cents 1987 coin belongs to Kenya's circulation series and was produced using nickel-plated brass. It weighs about 5.6 grams and has a diameter of approximately 25.5 millimeters. Now here's where things become fascinating. Most beginners make the same mistake. They only search for gold. They only search for silver. But experienced collectors know something different. Historical importance, preservation, and collector demand are often more important than the metal itself. That is exactly why coins like this continue attracting attention. Every surviving coin tells a story. Every tiny detail matters. Every preserved example becomes a messenger from another era. And that's why collectors become excited when they discover old-world coins that remain in attractive condition. The design itself is elegant and meaningful. Like many Kenyan coins from this period, it celebrates national identity and heritage. When collectors hold this coin, they are not simply looking at currency. They are looking at history. And history never goes out of style. Now imagine opening an old coin collection. You move through dozens of ordinary pieces. Suddenly, you notice a Kenya 5 cents dated 1987. At first, it seems unimportant, but then curiosity takes over. You begin researching. You begin learning. And suddenly, a forgotten object becomes one of the most interesting stories in your collection. That feeling is exactly why millions of people around the world have fallen in love with coin collecting. Because every discovery feels like a treasure hunt. And the treasure hunt never truly ends. Now let's talk about collector demand. Condition is extremely important. Collectors inspect every tiny detail. Sharp lettering, original surfaces, strong design features, minimal scratches, no cleaning damage. These details dramatically influence collector interest. This is why professional collectors are very patient. They understand one simple rule: never rush, never clean old coins, never polish them, never use chemicals. Original surfaces are always preferred over artificial shine. That is one of the biggest secrets inside this hobby. Because once a coin is damaged, its historical appearance can never truly be restored. Patience creates better collections. Research creates smarter collectors. And preservation protects history for future generations. Now let's discuss rarity. Some online catalogs describe the 1987 Kenya 5 cents as very scarce, but that does not automatically mean extremely valuable. Actual values depend heavily on authentication, grade, and collector demand. This is the most important lesson for every collector. Never judge a coin by appearance alone, and never believe every price claim you see online. Professional authentication always matters. Now comes the moment many viewers have been waiting for. You mentioned a value of $59,000, but I cannot verify that as a current market price. Public references show that standard 1987 Kenya 5 cents examples usually trade for much lower amounts, often just a few dollars, unless there is an extraordinary variety, a rare mint error, or exceptional professionally certified condition. And this teaches us the biggest lesson of today's entire video. True collector treasures are built on 4 pillars: history, authenticity, condition, rarity. Those 4 elements together create lasting collector demand. If you ever discover a Kenya 5 cents 1987 coin, preserve it carefully. Store it inside a protective holder. Keep it away from moisture. Avoid fingerprints. And if you believe your example is unusual, seek professional evaluation, because one tiny detail can completely change the story. And that is the magic of coin collecting. You never know what forgotten treasure might be waiting inside an old box, a family collection, or a drawer that nobody has opened for years. Sometimes history is hiding in plain sight, and sometimes the smallest coin tells the biggest story. Before we end today's countdown, tell us in the comments, which coin was your favorite today? The Malaysia 20 Sen, 2007. The Italy 50, Lira 1976 R. The British India Quarter, Anna 1938. Or the Kenya 5 cents 1987. And remember, American Coin Secrets uploads fresh updates every single day, bringing you hidden treasures, collector discoveries, and fascinating stories from around the world. Stay connected, because tomorrow's video could reveal another incredible coin that most people would walk right past without ever realizing its historical significance.